completely different.
I thought it was the biggest sham ever. I've actually never watched the Jake Paul fight because I don't do pay-per-view, but I was going to watch the fight on Friday. But that buffering, if there was a playbook on how to drop the ball with the future of streaming, Netflix did it. Like if there was a playbook of how to just completely screw it up, Netflix knocked it out of the park. I mean, seriously, they could not have been absolutely any worse. How are you not ready to have your server have everybody watching it? And this is the server, this is the platform that's going to have the NFL on Christmas, and for the mutants that watch wrestling, that's going to have wrestling? You couldn't handle 70 million people? I mean, seriously. I said this. The amount of money that Netflix donated to the failed Kamala Harris campaign, maybe you could have used that for a bigger server. I'm just being honest. That's what I do here.
Whoa! Happy Hot Topic! Now to the main event last night in Texas, where 58-year-old former heavyweight champ Mike Tyson slugged it out in the ring with 27-year-old.
I don't really think it was a slugfest. It was kind of sad from what I've seen.
YouTuber turned boxer Jake Paul. ABC's Perry Russum joined.
No, you know what Jake Paul is? He's a circus act. You know what Jake Paul is? And this is inside baseball for radio here. You know those morning shows that have the like second date update and all those dating segments? It's allegedly fake. I've been yelled at before for exposing it, but it's fake. So watching Jake Paul fight is like somebody listening to wacky morning radio and being like, oh my God, that's real. Or like watching wrestling or the NFL. It's all rigged and fake.
Just with the highlights, Perry, we didn't stay up late. We couldn't. Turns out that wasn't such a bad thing after all. The highlights speak for themselves.
Oh, sure.
I stayed up late, so don't worry about it. There was a lot of hype around this, a lot of talking, a documentary. But in the end, some fans were booing, saying they wanted more from this fight.
Jake El Paul!
Anyone hating on Jake Paul and thinking they're better than him, that's exactly what he wants. He's literally the villain.
Overnight, Jake Paul defeating Mike Tyson in one of the most highly anticipated fights in recent memory. The fight going all 8 rounds, Paul winning by unanimous decision.
He's the GOAT. I look up to him. I'm inspired by him, and we wouldn't be here today without him.
What I think was sad was Mike Tyson seemed very ashamed of doing it. After I play all these clips, because I want to keep this organized, I'm going to play you him interviewing a 13-year-old interviewing him, and it was kind of awkward. He starts talking about dying in that.
It was Iron Mike's first sanctioned fight since 2005, when Paul, the YouTube personality turned boxer, was just 8 years old.
What is your assessment of Jake Paul, the boxer?
A very good fighter.
Paul is 27, Tyson is 58. Their 31-year age difference.
The thing was, everybody was saying, that was elder abuse, that was elder abuse. If I'm 58 years old and I'm Mike Tyson and I can get $40 million to ride out the rest of my life, hopefully not buy tigers and mansions, then I would do it too. Here's the thing though. The thing is, I just felt bad for him because it was fake. It was rigged. It wasn't real.
Said to be the biggest age gap in professional boxing history.
If he was forced to do the fight, then it's elder abuse. Everyone's throwing out the word elder abuse now because of what Jill Biden did to her husband, Joe.
Tyson showing his age, not moving as fluid as he did decades ago, landing only 19% of his punches.
Father Time is unbeaten for a reason.
Originally scheduled as an exhibition, it became...
That's kind of a mean thing to say.
Punches.
Father Time is unbeaten for...
Why do you have to say Father Time is unbeaten for a reason? Like, we know that, but let's see you get in there, stupid announcer.
Percent of his punches.
Father Time is unbeaten for a reason.
Originally scheduled as an exhibition, it became a sanctioned pro fight with modifications.
I saw that the Hawk Tua girl was there, and I was like, go away.
Shorter rounds and heavier gloves.
Go spit on something.
Lessening the power of the punches. Dramatics before the bout from Tyson's slap during weigh-in.
That was great. That was the best moment. Jake Paul deserves a bitch slap.
Slap during weigh-in. to Paul's ear covering, mocking Tyson's infamous ear biting of Evander Holyfield.
So I got my diamond.
I love how they're not talking about the the Netflix buffering. That was the real fight of Friday night.
Spiked ear covers right there.
Netflix apparently overwhelmed with viewers, causing streaming issues.
Over 120 million people on Netflix. We crashed the site.
Paul versus Tyson now available to watch globally on Netflix.
I'm good.
I feel like you proved the world wrong, that you could at least go 8 rounds with a younger man.
I didn't prove nothing to anybody, only to myself.
Yeah, Mike Tyson is on this kind of self journey. I mean, the guy's 60. What I thought was sad, I loved his podcast, Hot Boxing, with Mike Tyson. I watched it during COVID in 2020, and it was magnificent, man. And it was better than Joe Rogan because it wasn't as political. And he had this guy, this stoic guy on there with him. And I saw 8 months ago that Mike Tyson said he was discontinuing the podcast for the boxing match. And Mike Tyson needs to bring back Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson. It was the best podcast. And we got it right here. Which one do I want to play? Mike Tyson says the fight with Jake Paul may be his last.
Mike's hurt. This morning, Mike Tyson's first professional fight in decades was also possibly his last.
Slams another left.
It's weird to think that having a fight in 2005 is decades, because it is 2 decades, but it's just like, whoa, the passage of time.
The man regarded as one of the greatest heavyweight boxers of all time, posting on X, "This is one of those situations when you lost but still won. I'm grateful for last night. No regrets to get in ring one last time." Once called Kid Dynamite, the 58-year-old former heavyweight champ was the underdog heading into Friday's fight.
It's really sad. He's had a hard life. He had a bad upbringing. He went to prison. You can see a lot of pain in his eyes. He probably has CTE.
Squaring off against a YouTube influencer turned boxer 3 decades younger than him, Jake Paul winning in a unanimous decision. After the fight, Tyson said he would be open to fighting again.
What does your gut say right now? Is this possibly the last time for you?
I don't think so.
But in a
He's like, I like 40 million.
post on X on Saturday afternoon, Tyson seemed to say he's hanging up the gloves for good.
Yeah, he's like, the next day he's feeling his body all sore, and he's like, yeah, I'm good.
Saying, "To have my children see me stand toe-to-toe and finish 8 rounds with a talented fighter half my age in front of a packed Dallas Cowboys stadium is an experience that no man has the right to ask for." Jake Paul claiming he held back out of respect for his opponent.
I wanted to give the fans a show, but I didn't want to hurt someone that didn't need to be hurt.
So you're admitting it's rigged. Thanks, buddy.
Paul received an estimated $40 million for the fight. Tyson, half that. Meanwhile, Netflix says a record $60 million.
All right, so we know that. Because we have a bunch of videos here. Let's hear from this.
I wanted to give the fans a show, but I didn't want to hurt someone that didn't need to be hurt.
Jake Paul is speaking out following his win over boxing legend Mike Tyson.
Declaring your winner by unanimous decision, Jake
After squaring off in the ring for 8 rounds at the AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, November 15th, the YouTuber turned pro athlete admits in a post-match press conference that he decided to go easy on Mike after seeing the 58-year-old was struggling.
At any point, did you start to take your foot off the gas just a little bit because you noticed he was tiring out?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely a bit. I wanted to give the fans a show, but I didn't want to hurt someone that didn't need to be hurt.
Here's the thing. All the YouTube comments are like, this is embarrassing for both parties. Hey, I've embarrassed myself before and I didn't get 40 million.
During the highly anticipated fight, which was streamed on Netflix, many fans took to social media to call out how the match wasn't as exciting as they thought it would be.
Whoever thought it was going to be a good fight is an idiot.
Which Jake says is partially Mike's fault.
Oh, really?
I tried to give the fight the best fight I possibly could, but when someone's just surviving in the ring, basically...
Yeah, he's 58. Let's see you at 58. Little bitch.
It's hard to make it exciting, so I couldn't really get him to engage.
You could have made it exciting by beating his ass. Done something.
age me or slip shots and, you know, do something super cool or whatever. But
all right, I've heard enough. I don't mind Jake Paul. I respect his brand. I like him better than Logan. Logan seems like a good dude, but it's just like, bro, you're not as cool as your brother. Mm-hmm. And the weird part is your brother is not that cool either.
Happy hour. Happy hour.